Hey, this is Ciara Hannah, the Yellow Ranger, and you're watching Airlim.
Ladies' night over night.
Even if you said they donated stuff.
Oh, the single ladies.
I know, I was like, I'm a lady, so I'm coming.
Come in.
Where do I sit?
Anywhere.
I'm not too late.
Way too late.
Oh, honey.
Hello, people.
Woo! So I'm running off delusion.
I just need to know it's Sunday, and I need to know what time is it. Oh, you guys are acting like it's Sunday. You gotta have more energy than that. This is our last day. We're gonna not see each other for a long time. What time is it? Right.
Woo!
Or time to get a watch.
Yay.
We can take the sarcastic approach. I mean,
So I guess you guys are gonna ask questions. I'm sure you've got tons and tons of lady questions. It's all
I know. We just sent
pretty and powerful. I love it. So I guess start forming the line here if you guys want to ask a question. We'll be more than happy. Oh, you are? Oh, well, let me be quiet. Go ahead.
Look at you, being all
Alright,
powerful.
Alright, so this is the Ladies of Power panel. So, if you guys have questions, just raise your hand.
Or your phone.
Not all of us.
really that fabulous.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Well, I'm gonna have big sweat because somebody's so pretty with my walk.
Oh, it's a good color.
We're gonna walk out like that.
Hello? Alright, cool.
Hello.
So, I wanted to know, have you all heard of, about a month ago, a YouTube channel called Watch Mojo? There's a lot of countdown videos for movies, TV shows, and stuff. A month ago, they did a countdown of the top 10 hottest female Power Rangers.
Oh. No.
Just want to know, what do you all think of that? Because
Had no idea.
As a fan, I was upset.
Did they get it wrong? The hot chicks weren't on there?
There were some of those people in there.
Like, to me, I was upset because I was like, being a female Power Ranger is about being hot. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously
Right,
it's beautiful.
right.
And it's aspect.
Right.
I think it's about kicking ass and being a good role model.
Absolutely. I love it. I love it. I think those countdowns and those things are all for your enjoyment. We obviously none of us even knew about it, so But the reality is we are all very confident. We're all very successful, and everybody's accomplished so much in their career that we don't need a countdown to tell us that we're hot. You're right. It's all about inspiring young girls, and I think Power Rangers was ahead of the curve. We were girl power before girl power was even cool, and the Spice Girls decided to claim it. We were already doing that. But, I mean, I think everyone here is beautiful, inside and out, and that's what's the most amazing part about all these women up here. Even the evil ones? Especially the evil ones.
evil's beautiful.
Alright, we got another question.
You made reference yesterday to having more women Power Rangers on one group.
Yeah.
That would probably be the most awesome show. Would be
I think so, too.
all
Yeah.
five
I think
Power
so.
Rangers on as women, because then it would be. I mean, you would show just as much athleticism and ability to do the same props and everything as men anyway. So.
I
What do you
agree.
think about it?
I agree. I mean, yeah, that's what I mean. Yesterday we were talking about that, and I obviously endorse it 100%. I think you guys should write to Bond and tell them, like, why is there always got to be 2 girls and there's 4 guys or 3 guys? When there very well could be 3 and 3, or there could be 4 girls and 2 guys, or it could be an all-girls squad. I think, for some reason, some executive has put in their head that the girl stuff isn't as popular. You don't see as many Yellow Ranger toys. You don't see as many Pink Ranger toys. You don't see as much merchandise. It's all about the boys, but you guys got to speak up, and with the power of social media, you can do that. And like you said, it's like, like some of the top villains are female, Rita Repulsa, Diva Talks. I mean, it's like, the girls are
Glad you
amazing.
got that in there. I was like, hey.
Yeah. Well, I got you. I got you. But yeah.
I've got my actual mask.
I know. So you guys gotta write them, because they're never gonna make a change unless you tell them what you want.
It matches well.
Well, she was one of your
line. What do you say?
You've got a little evil.
Viva la
cat.
diva. No, that's
Never mind. Let's get the pink suit back on.
whatever.
You were evil cat.
I was an evil cat, but I could
Pretty,
never
like,
be
you
too
know,
tough.
like-
She
There's only
is
one.
actually so sweet. She's the sweetest person in the world. So. It's just,
I
you're
love
too
you.
good.
Hi, actually that sort of segues into my question. Got the reboot movie coming up, so if you were casting director and you could choose any female in Hollywood to play your character, let's say they were bringing a seasoned Ranger as your role, but not you, who would you want to pick from Hollywood to be you? Does that be a young person? Could be
Beyonce.
a older person?
Pretty enough, sorry.
Hands down.
I would pick RuPaul.
That would be kind of cool.
I'd probably pick Jennifer Lawrence. I like
I
Oh, I love her.
She's like a badass.
That would be good.
I'd have to think about it.
Just saying.
I don't know.
Who would you guys
Oh,
pick?
Dove Cameron.
Yeah.
I like her. She's cute. She's
What about
cute.
Zoe Saldana?
That's, I watch kids shows now. That's my life.
Yeah. I would pick me.
Yeah, we're not out the game. Why are we recasting ourselves? How dare you?
Cash yourselves.
They want to use the classic. Let's get some giant Hollywood actor to pass onto the poster.
Yeah,
starring-
and?
Yeah, but they didn't. But they didn't do that. They didn't do that
No,
though.
they didn't.
Yeah.
Some
If
Hollywood
we
does
could
that.
cast it, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Becky G is playing the Yellow Ranger. She's
Yeah.
pretty known.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
She does it really like most. Her and Naomi Scott are the two like really well known. I feel like
They're
the kids watch-
adorable.
The kids watch
Adorable
like Lemonade
girls.
Mouth. I mean, even though Naomi Scott did, I didn't really know who Becky G was besides hearing from my younger brother and sister. But I mean,
Got it.
yeah.
Good question.
Good question.
I have no idea. I just thought, God, I'm so selfish. I just thought of myself.
Good job.
There's only one new melody.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just that good.
Yeah.
OG.
Next question.
You're gonna get your workout in today,
Original
Thomas.
I love her.
Let's just say here's
My question is, with each of your respective characters as Rangers, if they were the leaders of their respective seasons, how would you think the characters would act as the leader?
Tough as nails. Just like, a different version of Tommy, I guess. In yellow. And I wouldn't just be going right in the background.
There would definitely be a lot more dance breaks if I were there.
Every 80 hours. Right.
Yes.
Right. And this.
And now all of you close your eyes and do that again. It's a whole nother meaning.
You dirty girl. You've been around those boys too often.
I know, right? They're
Too many
corrupting my
boys.
brain.
I think you're corrupting their brain.
Yeah.
Next question.
I told you you're gonna get your workout. Like you're going from side to side.
What's your favorite memories from the show?
Memories?
Memories.
We have none. There's nothing good.
Anyone else?
I always say the same thing, but it was definitely, for me, it was when the Make-A-Wish kids or Starlight Foundation kids would come on the set. For me, that was like a real, really, it was very special. I mean, obviously filming and everything was fun, but that being able to help these kids was just such a blessing. I loved that part. I missed that part.
I miss the family aspect of the cast. I miss going to work 6 o'clock in the morning, seeing their beautiful faces. No, it became a family. It was, like siblings. We'd have great moments and other moments where we just wanted to pull each other's hair out. But it was, to be able to do something that you love to do and to share it with your friends it was awesome. It was a very awesome time for me.
Yeah.
I agree with her on that. Mine was just waking up and seeing everyone and how much we hated being awake this early. No one should be awake at 4 a.m. Like, it, just being in the same boat and just all experience it together and loving each other and having lunch together and everything just together was a nice feeling.
How is it you ladies look no different now than when you played on Power Rangers?
Yes, they are. 2 years.
I mean, it's been a rough 2 years.
It's been a rough 2 years for her.
You girls on age. Patrick Stewart hasn't aged. Morgan Freeman hasn't aged. I mean, you guys are power. You guys are immortal. You guys are immortal.
Subjective. That's cute.
I would assume it was either good genetics or you found some sort of time force technology.
There you go.
Well, it was more simpler than that. It was the Ernie's juice from the juice bar.
Exactly.
Yeah, it wasn't just juice.
That's why they have no memories.
Not Megaforce Ernie. We're talking about OG Ernie. Original Ernie.
Right. No, she's got it. She's got it.
He's like,
You got that.
Hello.
Hi.
My girlfriend here is an actress.
Aww.
We're both actors. And she thinks that every time a role comes up that she fits for, that she should automatically get it.
Yes, she should.
Okay.
That's how you're supposed to
Could
be.
you guys give her some words of encouragement as actors yourselves who've been in the industry for years? So
Keep
she
doing it.
understands.
Keep doing that because the
Be
reality is when
confident.
you walk in that room, you have to have that confidence. It's your role to lose. Like that's the confidence you have to walk in. And of course, you don't get every part because you have no idea what they're looking for, but you have to maintain that confidence. I feel like no, you can't learn that. You can never get that. So if you got it, keep it, and always just believe that there is something out there for you, and there's really a path. Like God has whatever He has for you already written. So you just have to show up.
Amen.
I also feel, just because when I was casting my own show, you know from the moment someone walks in the door if they're going to fit that role. So if you walk in and your head is down low and you're not confident in what you're doing, then you know that that's not the person that you want on your show.
Yeah.
So you have to, like I
Yeah.
piggyback with what Karen was saying, you need to walk in with that confidence. So even if you go in and say, I'm going to book this role, and you go out and you leave it, sometimes it's very hard to leave it, because I was having this conversation with Johnny yesterday, because you might want it so bad, and then you just think about it, oh my gosh, did I get a call? Did they call? Did they call? No, did they call?
Check your phone 1,000 times.
Been there, and probably will be, but go in there with the confidence and let it go when you leave. Ask God to help you to let it go, because sometimes it's hard
The to
let
other
it go.
thing I really noticed, and I didn't really believe it until the same thing, I was casting an off-Broadway play with my best friend, and the most incredible actors would come in, and they just weren't right for the role, but they, you know, you always hear that bull as an actor, you were so awesome, you're just not right. I'm like, oh. But it's actually really true. It is, sometimes you're just not even physically, we needed someone taller, we need someone shorter, so just don't let that get to you, you know, at all, because it really, sometimes it's totally out of your control.
Yeah. Right, and I think you also have to keep in mind that there's going to be highs and lows in every career, and there's going to be this moment where you just want to quit, and you have to remember it's darkest before dawn, especially in acting. You think it's over, and then boom, it's going to happen. So just push through that time. Like, I didn't, and I regret it, because I should have just kept going, you know, so.
It's never too
never
late.
too late.
Stop.
It's never too late. We want you back.
stop, really.
We want you back.
Anybody else?
Yeah, he's right.
Hello.
Good morning.
It's on,
It's
baby.
on, sweetness.
We can hear you.
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry, I had the mic turned backward. Anyway, if you people headed to the next season of Power Rangers for us Power Ranger fans here, what would you have to choose from that would fit you beautiful people up there?
Aw.
That's so
Good
sweet.
question.
Yeah.
That's hard.
I would
Go
just choose all of us to come back. That's it.
ahead.
I mean, there's already a following because we already have, you know, we were on the show before, you know, why not? Why not?
Why not?
5 Rangers and a bad girl.
Yeah,
Oh, we're
two.
perfect. Two bad
Two
girls.
bad
But
girls.
she would be a ranger if we have
Yeah.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we have true.
No, she could be the new
She
mentor.
could be Zordon.
Yes!
I love it. With this face, you can pull off a bald
I
cap.
love it.
Diva Talks is good now.
Oh, well, she was
she was good for 5
Demetria.
seconds.
Demetria.
That lasted like a minute.
That's
funny.
good.
Next question.
Hi everyone. I just wanted to know if you guys could choose the animal, like your spirit animal or your sword, instead of the saber-tooth tiger, the bear, or the pterodactyl. Which animal would you actually choose for yourself?
I want to keep mine.
I feel like I'm very tiger-esque. Like,
Yeah, you are.
I have a claw.
I would be a lion. Lion for sure.
Are you a Leo?
No.
I want to keep mine. I just really liked mine. I mean, it was like the saber-tooth tiger. I mean, that's pretty cool. The bear was awesome. I may want to be a frog just because that moment Johnny had. But I think I'm gonna keep the bear.
Saber-tooth bear.
I
There you
think
go.
the crane. I liked the crane because I just like Kat was very graceful and everything, so I felt like that fit her. But I want to be a tiger. I want to be like
Tiger's
you.
fun.
I like that.
I like being a
Bless her
tiger.
little heart.
Yeah, you started a trend.
I know.
No, I'm not a tiger. You don't see
can
it?
be,
Maybe
yeah.
more of
We
a
can all
dolphin.
be a tiger.
Yeah.
Can anyone
A
a dolphin? A dolphin.
You have to be in water all the time.
That would just be odd.
Yeah.
Chilling in the ocean.
No.
We're all tigers.
You're a tiger.
We're
It would
all
work out for us. We get out.
Yeah, we don't want to be a dolphin. We like our hair straight. I don't want to be a dolphin.
Melody would be a swan, right?
Oh my gosh, I would.
I was picturing a wolf.
Swan.
Did you say a wolf, Melody? Yeah, but
Yeah, I just,
No,
okay.
you
Fine, I'll be a swan.
You be you.
Hey, what's up? This thing on? My question was if you could keep any of the props from any season, like a weapon or a mask or any of the besides the one you already have, what would it be?
The Megazord. I just go pick it up. The whole thing? The whole thing.
You have it in your backyard. It'd be like an amusement ride in her backyard.
I'd want the shark cycles. I like those. Remember those? They were fun. Do you remember those, Karen? Yeah.
I would have stole the costume. I'm mad I didn't. That's my only regret in life. I didn't steal the damn costume. Costumes.
Yeah,
Yes.
nobody wore it afterward anyway.
That and that one night you had with Elgar.
No, I didn't regret that.
I would love that Chitty Chitty Bang Bang car, the car that flew.
Oh, I love that.
How awesome would that be?
The Diva Mobile?
Yes, I want that.
What was it called?
I want that pizza costume, man. The one that TJ got stuck in. The pizza by the slide. That's my favorite episode. Where Red Ranger gets trapped in the pizza.
Was
slice.
that was in space or something?
No, Turbo.
Oh, Turbo.
After
All right, we don't talk about that.
So that's a bitter moment for her.
Don't mention Turbo.
I think I like the Dark Fortress.
Oh,
Like it
that's
could be my vacation home. You know?
Oh,
Yeah. Just kind of.
See, I like the way these girls think. See, we could be the Power Rangers, all of us.
You
One
can
solid
make the Dark
team.
Fortress a ladies only club.
Oh,
yeah.
No, that's no fun. We need some guys.
Have come Vaughn and Southworth.
Those crazy guys.
Oh, no, they're locked out. We locked
Yeah.
them out.
Well, it does have dungeons.
Oh, yeah.
It's getting better by the minute.
50 Shades of Rangers.
Right?
My question is, if you weren't on your particular season, which season would you want to be cast on and why?
I like Mighty Morphin. I mean, I'm partial. You know, it was the original season. I don't know. I just liked it. I think it was like, I don't know. I like my cast. I love everyone. If anything, I would want to be on a new season where they bring everybody back, put the band back together, and we do it all again together. I mean, that would be cool. But I don't know. I think these guys I think everybody did a great job in their respective season. It almost felt like they were meant to be where we were all meant to be.
Yeah.
So I think, I don't know, I couldn't choose.
I couldn't either. I like mine.
Right? It's like you just, it was
Yeah.
yours, you know?
And I have to be honest, when Turbo ended, that I stopped watching. So I wouldn't even know. I saw a little bit of Samurai because my boys turned on the episodes, but
Polly was in it. Polly Schreier. Polly was in it.
Yeah.
And then Jason Nari appeared at the end.
We didn't watch our own episodes.
Yeah.
I think that's a misconception that everybody thinks. They think that you're, you know, you're. We obviously are a fan of the show because we were a part of the show and we helped create the show. But it's kind of weird watching yourself. It's kind of weird hearing your own voice, and as an actor, you don't always watch yourself because you overanalyze everything you do.
This is true.
And it's like it's destructive to that confidence we were talking about. You need to always maintain that confidence, and you got to be fearless in what you do. And sometimes when you see yourself, you start picking apart like the dumbest things. You're just like, oh, why did my hair look like that? And you're like, that has nothing to do with your performance. So we didn't watch the shows. We didn't watch the other episodes. But luckily, we've gotten to meet all of you, and you guys have told us all about
That's
it.
what I was going to say. I have learned so much
I feel
at
like
conventions.
I know everything that they did just sitting on these panels or meeting them, just hearing their stories. It's so amazing to kind of see it through their eyes. I do, though. One day we're going to have a party. We'll order pizza, and everybody pick their favorite episode, and we'll watch at least one episode from each season.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So that I want to see you guys do what you did. You know, I want to see you do it. So
Good old Netflix.
yeah. So one night, and we'll tape it so you guys can feel like you're there.
Girls' night.
I like that Cosmo.
So I know this is kind of towards Sierra, but everyone else. I know you just played Heather Locklear in a movie.
Ooh, you did?
I guess to go to you well with everyone else, what actress or performer would you like to play their life story in
Beyonce.
the movie?
I have like this Beyonce Tourette thing. I don't know. Instead of bad words, it's Beyonce.
Well, that could be a bad word.
Me, I have to play myself.
I probably couldn't play her, but like Angelina Jolie's wife's interesting to me.
After you win your Oscar, you do your life story.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no,
You were
no,
talking.
no, I finished.
Beyonce.
You don't want to be Beyonce.
I don't know.
That's a hard one. Maybe Jessica Lange.
Oh yeah, you.
Oh, that would be a good role.
Yes,
for
you do. Now you're saying that.
You're like,
I
yeah,
can
you're
see
like
that.
the young Jessica Lange. Totally.
I always get mistaken for Sandra Bullock, so. Oh
my God.
Oh yeah.
Take her whole career.
Didn't
Thank
think
you.
about that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be nice?
I see that.
I
the
do see
hair.
that.
Oh my
A
God.
lot.
I was in Palau or somewhere, and they just would not. I just signed Sandra Bullock. I was like, all right. They were so insistent. I was like, yeah. You got me. You had me. You got me.
I play Susan Sarandon.
I can see that.
Can't
Wow.
you see that?
That's uncanny.
Same color and everything.
Wow.
When she had a tan.
Yeah.
you could almost like just.
I know.
It's crazy.
I know. The resemblance is just canny.
I'll just
I
state
always get
the
Vivica
obvious.
Fox.
Probably Olivia Newton-John.
I don't feel like
Yeah.
I look like her, but
Yeah.
everyone else
That's my hero.
Oh my
Love
gosh, you
her.
sent it to
Oh,
Yeah,
it's a bit late now, but
It's not.
those days are over.
What's going on? 150 and Soldier Boy.
I love it.
Oh,
Oh,
Grace
sorry.
Kelly.
We're,
sorry.
We're having like side conversations here. It's your turn, sir.
I have a two-part question for Melody. First, what was it like playing a villain in space and then going to be a Power Ranger in Lost Galaxy?
It was kind of a natural process actually, because I had gone good at the end of In Space, and it's a little bit easier for me to be nicer. So it was awesome. It was such a privilege, really, to be able to do that. I was honored. So.
And what was it like taking Valerie's shoes?
It was bittersweet. You know, I'm so glad that she's healthy and everything's great, and the cast was wonderful. They just accepted me right in, but I think it was hard on everyone. Everyone was really worried, so I'm glad she's doing awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. Yay.
How are you all doing this morning?
Good. How are you?
My question is, what was your most favorite memory from each of your seasons?
Probably the whole legendary battle, just when everyone came over and it just meeting all the past Rangers and filming that was incredible. That was mine.
I bet.
Yeah. Same here. Legendary battle. I was that fly on the wall.
I would have to say the movie. When we got to go to Sydney, Australia, and we were told we were going to be there for 3 months, but we ended up being there 6 months. So it was like we felt like we lived there. But being able to experience that, and we'd only been on the show, me, Johnny, and Steve had only been on the show maybe a month prior to that. So it was like we got to know each other. So I think that experience within itself made us really bond as a cast. Because we didn't know anyone in Australia, and it wasn't like you could just pick up the phone and call home. And back then, the internet wasn't, what it is today. So we were very removed. So, but doing the movie there was just amazing. It's the most beautiful place, So yeah, I would say that.
That's cool. It's hard for me to think of one memory because it just seems like a blur. It was all so fast, and everything was filming so quickly, but just the whole thing was a great memory.
Yeah.
And being able to come back and relive it with you guys and these girls. And
it's funny because when we get together, like they'll say something, like Johnny said something the other day, and I completely forgot that even happened. Like it's almost like you don't remember what happened 20 years ago.
Yes.
So then when he told the story, I was like, oh my God, that's hilarious. I can't believe that. I mean, it's like you forget things.
Yeah.
So that's always cool.
Yeah.
Hello. Mine's more or less for Hillary.
Yes.
Personally, I kind of feel like they dropped the ball on your character. You're the only one that really defeated the Rangers and actually stopped them. And then they went to space and
Amanda.
look, she's good.
God bless you, Starbucks runners.
Thank you, Amanda.
How they would have changed it up?
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't have been good.
Wow.
But what happened to me is I did the movie. I was pregnant during the movie, so then I went away to have my baby, and Carol played my part, and then I came back. So I lost the whole. I didn't know what was going on when I came back to the show. I was shooting Star Trek at the same time, so I was shooting both shows, and I was thinking getting beamed up while I was on the Rangers. I was like a total blur. So I wasn't really paying attention, to what they were doing with my character. I just sort of, went along with it. But not that they would have listened anyway. But yeah, I would have liked to continue at, and see what happened to me. I think personally, like I ended up getting bad again. I think thrice divorced. Yeah, I think I don't know. I have a whole backstory for my character. But, yeah, like housewives into space type thing. Which I really think we should do. With astronomy here and all these people. Not for long.
This question is for all of you. Back to the Ranger team of all women. So which one of y'all would be saying ready, and who's saying
I would take that out completely.
I would totally say that.
Nobody would be going, right.
No.
Ready?
We would have a full-on conversation, like, okay,
Yes.
we're gonna do this. It's what's gonna
Right,
happen.
we're women. We
Right, we talk
keep
it out.
to
Yeah.
We would be like, okay, girls, like we've got to discuss this.
Yeah.
We got to be like,
I feel really good about this.
Yeah, it'd be a 2-hour episode.
We would exchange costumes just because we need to, some days we're in different moods.
Mix it up.
You may want to wear a different color,
depending
We
on your
all-
mood.
Yeah, depending on the day, we all have to be a leader because, sometimes one of your friends
we're
has,
diplomatic.
she just has that attitude, so you gotta let her have it. And then the next day somebody else would have it and they could be the leader. So
This is why I don't have all girl groups.
Too much thinking. Too much talking.
It'd be a lot of talking.
Too much talking.
It's like, let's not kill the Power Rangers. Let's just stay home, watch Netflix, and eat ice cream.
Yes.
Nothing.
Or double tree cookies.
Oh, you have to go there again.
Oh, sorry.
Double tray cookies.
Oh, free ones.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
So let me carrying on from that question. If you had the all-girl team, who would be which color?
Probably have new colors.
I'd be glitter.
The Glitter Ranger.
I might be like like lavender purple.
That's a good one.
I'd be rainbow because I couldn't make a decision.
Right. I think I want to
The
be
rainbow
like
ranger.
turquoisey. Like
I want to be
like
turquoise
green,
too.
blue,
I would go bring out your eyes. That'd be pretty.
Not even never put my
So there
helmet
you
on.
have it.
You just see
Sweater,
that.
rainbow, turquoise ranger.
Yeah.
There you have it.
Our viewers would be like, they're blinding us.
All the costume would be bedazzled.
The background just walk away
we
like we're
had,
done.
Like, sequins underneath.
Yeah, and heel. The boots would have heels, stilettos.
Yeah.
Oh,
Stiletto
yeah.
boots.
Oh.
That would be tight.
Look
Yes.
at all the
Yes.
Take out your weapons, your shoes.
Yes. Yes.
The knife and the
Swords.
boot. Knife and the boot.
Like
Oh,
a
that would
glitter
be awesome. Oh.
Ooh.
I just know mine would have to have spandex involved and Spanx.
Right.
Who's giving
I
the
think they're
Tight.
Except for Sierra.
Thank God for
She's
that.
cute.
Oh my
She can still do that.
She can still do
It's
that.
been 2 years, guys.
If you guys had a choice, wait,
Where are
Oh,
you?
there.
It's Captain
If
America.
you had a choice, like which one of you guys would be the Red Ranger?
I feel like Gio was kind of like a Red Ranger, like a second Red Ranger, like a leader-esque.
Who's Gio? Gio.
Oh, my character, sorry.
Oh, Gio.
My character, Gio.
Gio.
You could be the Red Ranger. We'd let you have it.
Thank you so much. They're so nice to me.
She'd do it.
I feel like you would be a Red Ranger. You're pretty, like,
Really?
leader-esque.
I'm bossy.
Girl episode. No,
I'm
you do it.
You'd be good.
I told you we'd switch. We'd have like one day I'd have to be the
I
Red
think
Ranger.
we'd probably switch it out.
Yeah.
We should fight, you guys. Let's just talk it out.
And then we'd hug it out.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good
This
morning.
question's kind of for Hillary and for Melody. Watching you at this weekend in the panel, you all seem to be friends and real comfortable with each other. How
I hate them all.
Sorry.
Just
See,
kidding.
that's what I'm wondering. How did you have to get into the frame of mind that you were going to be the bad guys? And off camera, you looked like you were friends with your cast, but when you went on camera, you had to be the bad guys.
Well,
And when you came off camera, then did you step back into being friends again?
but that's what acting is, right?
No, it was when I did the movie. I actually didn't interact with any other Power Rangers. All my scenes at first were just shot in the submarine, and I had, guys in costumes. So I didn't even meet any of the actual Power Rangers. So probably by I didn't even.
I think we met you
do
at the read-through.
Yeah,
and
at
that
the
was it.
read-through, and then
Yeah.
that was it. And then at the end, so I actually really hated them when they came because I was so into my character that I didn't actually interact with anyone. So it was really easy. Melody and I met briefly, but we really became friends through doing these cons.
Yeah.
And that's what's been so great on everybody, all of
Yeah.
us. Like I didn't really know anybody, and that's.
No, but
Right.
we didn't know each other.
We really didn't get to
We
work together.
admired
It's
her. I mean, we
crazy.
would look at her scenes and just be like, she's so funny, she's so great. We would admire her, but we didn't have proper conversation.
Yeah, we
and then
really
we just
didn't.
fell in love like when we met each other.
Yeah.
That's what happens. Like,
That's
see,
what's
I only
good.
just met Ciara a month ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just we just love. It's just we love each other. It's like family.
Power Ranger family you're in.
Yeah.
Power
we
Ranger
just
family you're in.
connect. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, and the villains are really isolated. I mean, we're always just filming with the monsters, and they have masks on, so you're just kind of in your own little bubble most of the time. So.
Yeah. The way it was always like, I know this is just the way that they shoot the show. There was always a high demand for the show. So if you think about it, they're shooting, the different locations. The Rangers are never in that location.
No.
So they would never have met, But the beautiful thing are doing these cons.
Yeah.
We all know each other. For real.
For real.
Yeah.
For real.
For real though.
Morning, girls.
Good morning.
Who is your favorite villains and what villain?
Come on, lady.
We might get beat up if we don't say a certain name.
Besides me and Melody, you mean?
Or if you're able to play a villain, who you will be?
I have no idea.
I'm old school. I like Rita,
Rita and
Zed,
Zed, yeah.
the Putties. I like Goldar.
I actually loved Diva Talks, to be honest.
She always
And I'm
says
not
that.
just saying that because she's here. No, whenever I'm asked that question, I really I didn't know Hillary I thought she was mean, to be honest. I thought you were mean, Hillary, because I hadn't met you.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just hear things, when I got a chance to meet her, well, you always hear things.
Like what?
That she was mean.
What? I didn't hear she was mean.
From you?
When did you hear she was mean?
Oh my gosh, am I being put on the...
Here, get the mic.
Anyways, I really loved Diva Talks.
As I sip my
And
tea.
Hillary is one of the was one of the sweetest persons you could ever meet.
She is.
Honestly.
She's wonderful.
And that's where rumors start, because you hear things about people, so don't believe the rumors that you hear. Seriously. There's things that people ask me and they're like, what? I'm like, what? I did what?
Like Nikia's really not nice.
I really don't know where that rumor came from, and
You're not nice.
It's totally fine because I know who I am. But I think what happened when Carol took over my part, their assistant director, and she had a thing. So when I came back onto the show, he hated me so much, and I was like, why is this guy being so mean? And he kind of spread those rumors about me. I didn't realize they were together, and he thought for some reason I stole the part from her. I don't know what happened, but I found out later how that happened because it was so rude to have a first director. I've never had anyone be like that to me, and I was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And I think everyone felt like somehow I stole the part from her, and
But you had it first.
It was my part, and I didn't even want to come back. They just kept calling me, but I didn't know how it went down. I guess they just fired her without telling her, and but it all came down to me, like I did it somehow.
Right.
And he was really brutal, that guy. It was weird, and I just didn't know till years later, like what he had done, really.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why you don't. I didn't believe it because I had never met you. So, anyways, Diva Talks. There we go.
Ditto.
That was my favorite villain. Hi.
Hello. So my question is, did you guys ever watch the Seven-Side counterparts of your shows?
Our season they gave us DVDs to be able to watch it, so we can kind of, because they used a lot of Japanese footage on our show to save money. So we had to kind of see how our characters were physically being to be able to match. So Azim, his character in second season, got a little more flamboyant and silly and goofy. That's the word. So he had to kind of change himself in the second season to act more goofy, and then John got a little more like leader-esque in the second season. His suit character did, so he had to be a little more confident. And so we did watch that just to kind of see the difference and be able to relate to it.
I didn't watch it until I interviewed them for Uncensored Talk, which all of you are going to watch. No, I watched it then because I wanted to see, I wanted to be able to talk to them, and I'd heard that show was so different from our show. So I was like, I wanted to kind of, at least be able to relate to it.
Good morning.
I think this will benefit us all, but can we get a morphing sequence from each?
Hold on, let me get the camera.
I know sometimes we wait to the end, but
Y'all have to show me. I think it's...
Mine was morphin' time. Saber-tooth tiger, Griffin, thundersword power.
Zero Ranger 2, yellow.
Mine's really complicated. After that, sorry. So you have to do that. It's morphin'. Yeah, I have a whole thing.
whole-
We
like
had
a
to
dance.
we had to
That's like
stagger because we were
one.
hitting each other.
Oh, yeah. I'll do turbo. You just did
I was
zero, right?
complaining because I had to do this.
I know.
We had a full
Well,
dance.
you did do this. We did that.
We did all that, but we did it once, and then I never did it again, so I have no idea. And they just kept using it,
The same footage.
one over and over
I
and
tried
over.
to do the turbo more from Blake last night, so.
Turbo. He always goes the wrong way. Okay,
I
now
want
I'm gonna
David
mess
Blake.
it up. Damn you, Blake Foster! Which way? We went right, right?
This way.
Oh, this way. Shift into turbo.
Woo!
He goes that way. Because in the movie he did the wrong way, and then he
Diva
goes
La
like,
Diva. Diva La Diva. I want to see it.
oh yeah.
They hold my mask on for me.
Oh, okay, here. Allow me to assist you. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me assist you.
Viva La Diva! I love it.
Why are you guys all looking at me?
It's your
turn.
I think it's like
I know.
go
I always
galactic.
got it wrong anyway on the show. Right? I was like,
Just do the sound.
What is the
Yeah,
sound?
I don't. Did you say something?
Go galactic. How about destroy them?
Did you say it that sweet? Destroy them. How could you ever have been that? So cute.
I was only a part-time ranger, all right?
No way.
I love it. I love it.
Your voice is so
I
cute.
know.
Oh
So
my gosh.
I know. It's like she was a villain. That voice is so angelic. Like, you were a good actress,
like
so you
it.
turned it on.
Next question?
Yeah, hey guys, again. So you got a lot of like, what was your favorite moment from filming? But what was like your least favorite moment? What was the hardest thing to do besides the long hours and the crappy pay?
Wow, that sums it up. No. I would say.
That's an easy cop out. But so
Right.
like, what was like the hard thing to do? Like the one line you couldn't get or something?
Go ahead. Okay. For us, is whenever we did like the cockpit scenes, and all 6 of us had to be in there, because all 6 of us in this little circle, we all love each other, but we hated each other by the end of the day. Like a 14-hour day in one cockpit in our suits,
Claustrophobia.
6 people all together.
That's awful.
Farts and stupid jokes and everything. So those days were the worst. They're the worst. We had so many of them.
Tell them out there.
I know.
My most hated was putting on the movie suit because it weighed 35 pounds, and then there was a corset in the back. It was awful. It was the worst, and it was like you were just dripping wet, and like we could only wear it 15 minutes, so they'd have to take it off, so somebody would have to be there to hold it because it was so heavy, and they would be fanning you, and it was just bad. It was like torture. But they started to give us free massages every time we had to wear it, so then we were happy.
Oh, wow.
We were like,
Leisure.
okay, we'll put it on.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
But no, it was that. It was like
it was
really
that bad.
Like
Wow.
bad to the point where we were going to doctors because our necks were
Oh,
like
wow.
tweaked and
Oh my
and so when a
goodness.
doctor finally said, yeah, there's a little bit of damage, they can't wear it longer than 15 minutes, then they were like, okay, we'll get you a massage therapist.
Did
But
you
still
have
gotta
to
wear it.
have to wear them much?
Yeah, we had to
You
wear
did?
them a lot. Like that whole command center scene took probably. It was like everything in the movie took like a month to do
Wow.
one scene. So it was like, that whole thing of us walking in and the whole, yeah.
Wow.
So every time you saw us in there, feel bad. Feel bad. Feel bad for us. It was bad.
All right, guys, just a heads up. We got 10 minutes.
Hi.
What if there was like only a team of girl rangers that were only good and a team of like only boy rangers that were bad?
We would whoop their
Sounds
tail.
like life.
I like the way your mind thinks.
It's just like real life.
Boys are bad until you're 18. Anytime.
Let's go to 21. 21, not 18. 21.
Because then you go
Couple
to
years.
college. 21.
This is for Karen and Catherine. During your movie, skydiving scenes, did you actually guys go skydiving?
No, the boys
I
wanted
wasn't
to.
in the-
I never did. But they couldn't. The movie, they can't insure you, so you can't do anything to risk your life. So we couldn't like skydive. We couldn't scuba dive. Here we are in Australia, the most beautiful place to go scuba diving. Couldn't scuba dive. Couldn't
Oh,
skydive.
that's so
Couldn't
sad.
snorkel. Couldn't do anything
Couldn't
where you
snorkel?
could. No, because if you died, then they couldn't finish swimming. And they told us this like every day. Like we started getting fearful. Like we had started getting fearful. Like we couldn't ride on planes together. It was like 3
Wow.
people in one
Oh,
plane.
wow.
3 people in that. Because if a plane went down, then they couldn't finish the movie. With 3, they could. Yeah, I mean it was like everything. Like we couldn't do anything. So yeah, so that's why Jason Frank can't stop skydiving. That's why he went and got a million tattoos. It was like everything we couldn't do, they do now.
For Catherine, I remember in one of your scenes, I think in one of your debut episodes, there's a diving scene where you dive. Was that you or did you have a stunt double?
What do you think?
I don't know.
It was a stunt double. Yeah, she was amazing. No,
Yeah,
I
it was
don't
very
dive.
convincing, though. I
Yeah,
thought
she
it
was.
you, like, it looked like
It did look like me. Yeah. Yeah. No, I just came out of the water looking all. That was such hard work. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Thank you. The movie magic.
Yes.
First of all, good morning.
Good morning.
First of all, you look amazing.
Thank you. Especially with that button on that says Class
Yeah,
Dismissed.
yeah. It was the button. It was the button.
I'm going for you. I got your button because I'm going to your panel.
Woohoo!
And for Catherine, you.
Oh,
Thank
you.
Thank you.
Hello. Wow.
I still love you, Diva Talks.
All right.
My question is, if there was a scenario where you all female Power Rangers were sitting at Ernie's juice bar, let's just say.
Which Ernie?
Sitting at Ernie's juice bar, and y'all had to come up with a 6 female person to complete the team. If there was one villain from a past show walked in and said, I would like to join the Power Rangers, would y'all like them automatically, or would y'all give it time to
A
think
villain
about it?
or just anybody?
Villain.
A
Any villain like
villain.
Rita or Diva Talks.
This one here?
Oh, she's in.
If they automatically walk in
And
to
she's
say,
the
I
Red
wanna join the
Ranger.
Power Rangers, would you automatically let them, or give it some time to think about it?
Well, we'd have to make sure that
Based off all the past bad work they've done, would you like say would y'all automatically let them?
Oh
or would y'all
no,
give time
we'd have
think
to
about it?
about it and discuss
Yeah.
it. Make sure that
I'll be honest, I'd be being a double agent. You couldn't trust
Yeah. Which is why we'd have to think about it.
I would think about it if I were you guys. That's just me, but y'all experienced Power Rangers, so I can't argue with y'all. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is gonna be the last question, guys.
Make it good. No pressure.
Make a good one.
It's really great to meet you.
Hi.
I was just wondering if before you started your show, if you went through any martial arts or fight training for the show?
I'll just speak for myself, but I know the answer to most of them.
Right.
I was a dancer, so I was good at picking up choreography, but I was not a martial artist. So the stunt guys gave us some training to make us look good, but mostly the stunt guys were what made us look good. So, yeah.
Yeah, we had the Japanese stunties flying and trained us and gave us our special techniques and how they would do it, so we can fight with it and do as much as we can so they can film our faces. And I did a couple like Kung Fu Sansu growing up, and I'm very coordinated naturally. So pretty much when you do Rangers, they just want to make sure you're coordinated. You're not you don't have to be a martial artist. It's a plus. Like Yoshi's a stunt guy, so he's amazing. But you don't have to be. So they do train you, and the stunt guys are incredible.
Amazing.
You don't want to take their job away from them. They make us look amazing.
They are amazing.
Yeah.
Same, I came in as a dancer. I remember for the movie, we did 6 weeks of training. Kat and I did 6 weeks of training. The guys already were martial artists, so yeah.
Yeah. I was a dancer also. They did ask me though in my audition to throw in some kicks and punches because
Yes.
they wanted to make sure, because you had to look tough, you
Yeah.
know. And in our day, we had to do civilian fights, so we had to fight every couple times a week. So it wasn't like we didn't have to do a martial arts scene. But the cool thing was the way that they shot it. You know, it was never like you fought for 10 minutes. It was like kick, kick, punch, and then they'd move the camera, and then you'd kick, punch, kick, or whatever. So it was like you would just have to know the choreography. But I was actually really wanting to look better because doing the civilian fights, it was like these guys were awesome. Like Johnny, Steve, Jason, they would put every trick in there because it was like this was the time they fought. There was no stunt doubles on set. The stunt doubles were the putties. So it was like this was their time to show all their tricks, and here I am going kick, kick, punch. So I was like, okay, I got to learn something. So I actually really worked with the stunt team and really tried to learn something and learn different tricks. And they actually were, like they said, the stunt team made us look so good. Like they would do different tricks, and they would help me flip, and then it would look like, it looked like I was doing all the work, but they were actually throwing me over and doing different things. So
You know, the funniest part is that the boys were playing us. So boys were in the suits, and they would pad them out with little boobies and little butts, and they would stand. They would try and copy the way we'd stand, and then they'd take the helmets off, and he's like smoking, scaring little kids that came on the set. 'Cause it's like, oh, the Pink Ranger looks so scary.
And he's Japanese.
It was funny. She turned Japanese.
It's a trap.
So funny.
All right, guys. We're gonna take a group picture of just the Rangers for our photographer.
Oh, okay.
Stay seated, please.
Oh, seated.
Oh, stay seated.
I didn't wear my tall shoes today.